What's going on? This your man YD. What's going on? This your man YD, and I'm back with another one. Let me tell y'all what happened. But before I even get into that, I bought a new Glock, as y'all can see right here. I'm not gonna open it because I want y'all to guess in the comments and let me know what y'all think this firearm is. What Glock this is. It could be, and I already got a Glock 45, so we're gonna X that out of the picture. Once y'all can tell me which Glock this is inside this box, it's a little beat up because I dropped it. I'm gonna tell y'all why I dropped it. I'm gonna go into story time. Once y'all tell me, whoever tell me, I need somebody to tell me which Glock this is inside this box. Like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Y'all know what it is. Let me get into story time. The other night, I went to the store around 10, 11 o'clock at night. The grocery store is getting ready to close, so that's why I didn't go there, but I ended up going to the other side. I call the other neighborhood, the bad side of town, the other side. So when y'all hear me say other side, just know that's what I'm talking about. I went to the other side to the store because it was the only store that was open around that time. The grocery store was closed, as I said. I live in a decent area, so I had to go on the other side. I wanted to go grab some juice, some eggs for the morning time for breakfast and stuff like that. And it was a guy. He was staring at me weird and funny. I felt kind of uncomfortable. And I'm trying to figure out if I should say this, if it's YouTube restriction or not. I'm gonna just reword it. I'm about to reword it. The guy turned around. It was a mistake me for somebody else. He asked me, "Hey, if your name's such and such," I'm not gonna say the name on it because you never know who might know who might not. So he asked me, "Was my name such and such?" I said no, and I told him what my name is. Remember, y'all, I'm not gonna tell y'all my name on here. There's nobody my name on here, just because, like I said, you never know who may know who. So I said, "Hey, man, my name is YD." And the guy turned around and said, "No, you look like this one dude," which he said such name. I said, "No, that's not me." As I was trying to get back in my vehicle to leave, he brandished his firearm. Once he brandished his firearm, I turned around and discharged mine because now I felt that my life was in danger. So once he did that, I fired probably like 6, maybe 7 shots off. He didn't get hit. Because what he did was he ducked down on the side of his vehicle, and I thought that he was going to return fire back, but he didn't. I call them type of people called pump fakers. I feel that he was just trying to intimidate me with his firearm, but he should have never done that. Anytime in Michigan laws, if you brandish a firearm, you have the right to turn around for self-defense, because I should have never seen his firearm. Once he lifted his shirt up and I saw, it looked like it was a black Glock. A black Glock 9. That's what it looked like. So after that happened, I ran on the side of my vehicle, snatched the door open, I lunged down. And that's when he hopped in like this. I heard his door open up, his passenger side door. I fired 2 more shots off. That's when I heard his vehicle turn on. He slid open like he was. When I looked up, I didn't see him, so he had to been laying down to the side, threw his car in reverse, smashed all the way out. He almost hit 2 different vehicles. That's when I looked up again. I didn't send no more shots off because he was leaving the scene. You can't, in Michigan, you cannot shoot at nobody if they're leaving. So as I seen him pulling off, I stood all the way up and he zoomed down the street. Then I had to do it. So don't say it's no snitching this, snitching that. I had to call the police because, like I said, I was under camera, and if the police would have came through in the area and seen that, somebody would have called the police, and then they would have came, ran the store back, and seen my camera, seen me firing at a person, I would have went to jail from shooting and leaving the scene, discharging my firearm and leaving the scene. That's why I had to call the police and tell them the situation that went down. Boom. They came in, they put me in handcuffs, set me on the hood of my car, took the firearm, looked at it. They took one of the bullets out of the handgun, out of my gun. He took the one out of the head and set the gun on the car and asked me what questions, that asked me what all happened. I said, "I'm in front of the store here. As y'all see, y'all can go inside there and check the cameras." They went inside. One officer stood there and was asking me questions. He waited there with me while I was in handcuffs. I asked him, was I going to jail? He said, "Nah, you're being detained until further investigation," something like that. Went inside there, seen the video. They took me downtown. They took me downtown. And once I went downtown, they asked me questions down there. And that 2-3 hours later, they let me go. And when they let me, I'm jumping off. So I'm jumping straight to the beginning. Let me go back to the beginning. I mean, I'm jumping to the end. Let me jump back to the beginning. When they took me, we were sitting there having some questions. They took my firearm. I think when he was running the serial number that's on my firearm because they were sitting down inside the car. They was doing something on their computer when they had my firearm. This is the Taurus. Then they still have my Taurus downtown as we speak. I gotta go pick that up after they done doing whatever they doing. I don't know if they trying to think the firearm stolen. I don't know what they're doing. But the firearm is not stolen. It's inside my name, and eventually it says it's gonna take a couple of weeks, a couple